What on earth happened there? I don't know.
What happens when a season of racing becomes a haunting reminder of fragility? The 1994 Formula One season was destined to be unforgettable, but not for the reasons fans hoped. How did a single year lead to a monumental change in the sport? Join us as we unravel the events that changed Formula One forever. As the 1994 Formula One season kicked off, all eyes were on Michael Schumacher, who was on a winning streak that seemed unstoppable. But just how did this season become synonymous with tragedy? It started with a string of remarkable performances and a palpable tension building in the air. Schumacher wasn't just racing, he was dominating, leaving everyone else scrambling to keep up. The season began with controversy at the Brazilian Grand Prix, where Schumacher's Benetton team employed tactics that raised eyebrows. Critics questioned the legality of their methods, especially regarding the infamous launch control system. Did it give Schumacher an unfair advantage? As discussion swirled, the tension on the track grew, and so did the stakes. However, the true turning point came at the San Marino Grand Prix. This race would be remembered for all the wrong reasons. The weekend unfolded with a tragic series of events that would change Formula One forever. It began on Friday with the horrifying accident of Rubens Barrichello during practice. His car collided with the barriers, leaving everyone shaken. The next day, the mood shifted from anxious to devastating. During the race, Ayrton Senna, a beloved champion, tragically lost his life in a crash. Senna's death sparked outrage and grief amongst fans, teams, and fellow drivers. Suddenly, the glamour of Formula One felt tainted by the loss of a legend. The questions began to pile up. What changes needed to be made? In the days following the tragedy, the Formula One paddock was a serious place. Drivers and teams mourned Senna, grappling with the reality of what had just occurred. Yet among the grief, the racing continued, and Michael Schumacher emerged as the now favourite. His performance at the subsequent races was nothing short of extraordinary. The French Grand Prix saw a brief return of hope. Nigel Mansell, the 1992 champion, made a surprise appearance, and for a moment it seemed like the competition could level the playing field against Schumacher. However, even with Mansell's efforts, Schumacher's lead in the championship grew, and the feeling of inevitability returned. As the British Grand Prix approached, the tension mounted. The race held a special significance for Damon Hill, who was determined to honour the legacy of Senna while making a name for himself. The atmosphere was electric, and Hill had the home crowd behind him. But with Schumacher's previous successes weighing heavily, the question lingered: would Hill rise to the occasion? During the pivotal race, a mix of skill and luck played a crucial role. Hill managed to grab the victory, marking a significant moment in the championship. But the drama didn't end there. Schumacher, facing a black flag, found himself disqualified from the race, igniting a fiery debate about fairness and justice in Formula One. The FIA reacted decisively, implementing strict regulations to enhance safety. These included changes to car design, track layouts, and even race procedures. The tragedy of 1994 forced everyone in the sport to rethink their approach to safety. Yet amidst all of this, some still felt the pain and loss. As the season unfolded, Schumacher faced further challenges. He encountered issues with reliability and performance, yet his talent shone through. The championship battle remained intense, culminating in a showdown at the Australian Grand Prix. The stakes had never been higher, with Damon Hill and Michael Schumacher battling for the title. Who would emerge victorious? In Adelaide, the tension was obvious. Both drivers had their moments of brilliance and mistakes. As the race progressed, it became a fierce contest of wills, but with the season's tragic backdrop, fans were left questioning whether this race would mark a fresh start or deepen the sorrow for the sport. The stakes were high as both drivers knew that their performance could change the course of Formula One history. Ultimately, Schumacher's crash sealed Hill's triumph. The victory felt bittersweet, overshadowed by the memories of those lost. Yet it also marked a new chapter for Formula One. The changes instituted after the tragedies began to reshape the sport, prioritising driver safety above all else. To sum it up, the 1994 Formula One season was a turning point, defined by triumph and tragedy. It ignited conversations about safety that still shape racing today. The legacy of 1994 remains a vital part of F1 history, serving as a catalyst for change. If this story moved you, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the world of Formula One. Share your thoughts about the 1994 season in the comments below. How do you think those events shaped the future of racing?